Hey, my name's Canyon Prince. Welcome to day 45 of the Human Reboot Experiment. So today we are going to take a look at the Frictionless Ads website that I started developing. I talked about this a little bit in the video yesterday, but I just wanted to give you a brief rundown of what this thing is and how it works. So pretty much to create this, we did the workflow that we had talked about in an earlier video, which was to design kind of the overall look of this thing in Google Stitch, which is part of the Google Labs platform. And, I just typed in kind of what I wanted here and all of this, and then it created these visual pages here. And then once I did that, I came up to export and just kicked it over to Google AI Studio. And then that's where I actually built out the website. So we'll come over here, and this is the site that it created. This is still a work in progress. I'm still debugging it and adding features and stuff, but it works now. So I just wanted to take you through it. So this is basically built for, I talked yesterday in the video about, I think, a good thing that filmmakers can do, and a good way to use AI to start generating money is to create ads, either ads for things that they're creating themselves or ads for other businesses that they're, being hired to do, or even creating ads for different products and programs that you have affiliate links set up for. Like, for instance, I have an affiliate link with Galaxy AI, which is the website that I use for all of my generative AI. So, I'll be building a ad based on that so that then I can run it on, through Meta on Instagram and Facebook. And hopefully, people will see that ad and respond to it and sign up. And then I get a kickback from that. So it's a good way to start making money pretty quickly without actually having like a physical product or software that's ready to ship to the public. So that way you can, generate some income while you're creating your own stuff. So the main page here, it's called Frictionless Ads. It's got a little drop-down menu, and you can sign in. This is set up on a database. So it's running the database on Firebase, and basically the way it's set up now is that the more you use this thing, the smarter it gets, and it logs information on kind of like your style and changes that you make to the script and stuff so that it can learn and get more efficient as it goes. So here is the main page. It has these cinematic lanes, these are like styles that, pre-selected styles that you can use. So I've got like Guy Ritchie, Tarantino, the show Euphoria, Kevin Smith, Judd Apatow, and the show Entourage. So I've got those 6 cinematic lanes that I think, work good for the style of narrative film ads that I want to make. And if you click down here on view style lanes, it has all of these, and you can click and see more about it. So like Guy Ritchie is a fast-paced editing, kinetic camera movement, and witty street smart dialogue, high contrast, and saturated colors. And then you could just click this button and it would start a project in that style. So it has it for all of those. So when you first log in, there's no recent projects because you haven't built anything yet. And then you'll just go and you'll select whatever you want. So let's say we want to do like a Kevin Smith style ad, right? So we click that, and then it brings up this creative brief, and then it says, what are we selling? Main idea. And this is where you type it out. We'll just say ad for Galaxy AI geared towards content creators, and we'll say entrepreneurs. Okay. And then over here, you can select your runtime, 30 seconds, 45, 60, 90, 120, or enter your own custom here. And then your visual driver, these are further along in the workflow, what you want to use for video. So it's got like CDance 2.0, Kling 3, and Luma Dream Machine will be adding more. And this will basically just tell it how, it's going to create the prompts, which we'll see in a second. So you can switch the style if you want. So in about 30 seconds, it cranked out this script. So basically the way this thing is set up right now is it takes whatever that number is. We did 90 seconds. It breaks it up into 5-second clips. I'll be adding something so that you can, select between 5, 10, or 15-second clips or a combination of them. Like CDance right now, those are the ones you can do 5, 10, 15 seconds. Okay, so I ended up switching to Guy Ritchie style. So this is the script that it generated in about 30 seconds. Opening shot, a high-speed montage of heavy espresso machine hissing, a smartphone sliding across a polished mahogany desk, and a digital clock ticking forward. Voiceover, listen up. In this digital jungle, you're either the predator or the dinner. And time is the only currency that matters. Close-up of the major, a sharp-suited entrepreneur flicking through an AI-powered content dashboard with rhythmic, percussive swipes. Voiceover, you've got a brand to build and an empire to run. You don't have the luxury of faffing about with the mundane bits. A whip pan camera move follows a creator in a neon-lit studio as they gesture toward a floating holographic interface. Voiceover, enter the engine. Galaxy AI, it isn't just a gadget, it's a silent partner that never sleeps and never asks for a raise. So it creates all of this in 90 seconds, and then you can either click this button, edit the script, or you can click right in here and you can tweak things. And then once you press outside of it, it saves it. So that way you can adjust everything to your liking, and then you hit approve and generate prompts. And in a matter of a couple seconds, it created all these prompts. So the first section here is the Midjourney version 6.1 prompts. So you always want to start with images, and then once you get those images dialed in, you convert those to video clips. So image 1, a high-speed montage of a heavy espresso machine hissing, a smartphone sliding across a polished mahogany disc, and a digital clock ticking forward, cinematic Guy Ritchie style, high contrast. So it has all of these, and you can see there's 18 clips, 18 5-second clips, which makes up our 90-second piece. And then the next section is the 11 Labs configuration for all of the voiceover. So it's got voice config Clyde. That's the voice in 11 Labs that it's suggesting you use. And then the text is, listen up. In this digital jungle, you're either the predator or the dinner. And time is the only currency that matters. So this has all of the voiceover as well. So basically you take all of these prompts, drop them into Galaxy AI or Higgs Field or whatever you're using for your images, and you create all of those. And then you take all of these and drop these prompts into 11 Labs to create all of your voiceover. And then once you have all the images, then you would take these clips and drop them into CDance. So this first one says, using image 1 as reference, animate dynamic high-speed motion, high-speed montage of a heavy espresso machine hissing, a smartphone sliding across a polished mahogany desk, and a digital clock ticking forward. Maintain Guy Ritchie aesthetics, 60 frames per second, high physics accuracy. So it's saying slow-mo for that. And then it does all of these. And then you drop those, like I said, into Galaxy AI or Higgs Field for CDance and create all of those. And then you bring it into whatever editing system you're using, whether it be Premiere or DaVinci Resolve or CapCut. And then you cut all of this together. So that is essentially the idea behind this. And then it will save the projects. I don't think this is set up yet, but basically you can go to your gallery and then you would be able to see all the different projects that you're working on. They would also show up here like it does. So recent project Guy Ritchie, and then you can just click on it and then it would bring up the full project. That's not built out yet, but that is how that would work. So this is just, basically built on the workflow that I started developing based on using all these tools and working on putting ads together. And then using vibe coding, I made kind of one hub that does all of this heavy lifting for me, and then I would just manually take it over to Galaxy AI to create all the assets. And eventually, I might build those tools into this with API calls and things like that. I'm not sure if it'll make sense or if it's cost effective, but for now, this essentially takes care of all of the development and all of the writing. And then I'll probably add a section for sound effects and for music as well to give you prompts for that. So this is what we've been working on. We built this yesterday and I'm already using it and it seems to be working cool, and I'll keep working on it and working out the kinks and the bugs and adding more tools and things based on the process of using this and seeing what's missing or what needs to be tweaked and stuff like that. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Once this thing is fully built out and up and running, I will be making it available to the public. So keep an eye out for that. As always, thanks for the likes, the comments, the shares, and the follows. And I will see you all back here tomorrow for day 46 of the Human Reboot Experiment. Thanks a lot.